through the eyes of a traveler. Hello world, and welcome back to another little rendition by myself of a trip that I did to Azad Jammu and Kashmir. This particular place is called Ganga Choti, and it was a wonderful motorcycle ride up to the top, and the top is a great place to be. Beautiful views, great scenery, and a very joyous ride. I hope you enjoy.
So this is Ganga Choti, and even though I've been here before a few days ago, or maybe even a week ago, I didn't put my recording gear on, so I just thought I put my recording gear on and see where we go. It seemed really steep last time I came, and even though right now the approach doesn't seem that steep, I know it is steep because steep and dangerous because there's sand everywhere. But let's see, I'm in second gear. If I can get up to the top in second gear, I'll be quite impressed, but I'm not sure if that's possible. We'll see. Maybe even third if I'm lucky. That one's third gear. Let's see if we can keep it in third for a little while longer. The bends are quite sharp, so it's not so much sustaining the speed, it's sustaining the speed and taking the bends, and that's where we have problems. But I will try. It'll be a good test for the bike as well, see how it performs with low oxygen. Obviously when you're up in the mountains, oxygen level is extremely low, and when you get sharp bends like this, you really don't want to take them too fast, otherwise you're going to hit something that you don't want to. And obviously there's, when I say obvious, it's not obvious, it's obvious to me because I've been here before, but there's also cars coming down, and sometimes when cars come down you need to give them the right of way because they find it more difficult to take these bends. You know, the brakes sometimes fail, or they don't stick as they would on a flat surface. So I really enjoyed this place. It's a new road, so that's very good, and it's called Ganga Choti. The name is obviously from the days when Hindus resided here, because Ganga is a name that's very it's important to them. You have river Ganges or Ganga, so Ganga is Ganges basically, as we Westerners would describe. We don't say the river Ganga, we say river Ganges, and this is Ganges top. They made me go the opposite way, which threw me a little bit. Also, the fact that I didn't get my gear in place. I was trying to get it first and I pushed it into neutral. Doesn't help. And I will now overtake this biker because I can tell that I'm doing alright on these steep slopes. I'm in third gear. It's climbing. Ganga, as I mentioned, is Ganges, and Choti means height or top. So when we get to the top, you'll realize that there's a hike once you park up, and on that hike you can actually get to the very top, across the board. Basically you'll see all the mountains below, maybe some at the same level But yeah, that's why it's called Ganges Top. You've got open meadows and beauty like this, which is unadulterated. It's untouched. It hasn't been played around with houses and shops and other things that of a commercial nature. And because of this height, what they've done is they've made it, well, you can see now, you can see how quickly it increases in height. But what they've done is they've made a tourist spot of this, and rightly so. It's fantastic. When you get to the top, you feel a sense of achievement. Last time I hiked, my breath was absolutely gone. I'm not sure if I'm going to venture that way this time. I will probably hike a little, maybe to the first. It seems like much. It seems like a hill. But oh my God, is it steep! It reminds me of like Penny Fan times 2, because it really is quite steep. Gesture, and for me a very humbling gesture, to record the flag of the country I'm in. So this is Azad Kashmir. Views, great views. It reminds me of Penny Fan, really. That's the top. Should I say I went to it, or should I just keep that a mystery? I'll keep it a mystery, but I've been here for a while, as you can tell, but my breath has come back to me, and now it's time to go back down. The difficult
I'm
part
not
for my
a dab
knobbly
hand
knees.
at the drone,
Anyway,
or using the drone rather, but I try. And the scenery here was so wonderful. It was an autumn landscape. The shades of green were not the lush green that you'd expect in the summer months, but it still had a different magical charm to it. And if you look closely, you may even spot me. Anyway, I thought I'd give you a view all the way around. And there is a beauty that one appreciates through a bird's eye view, and the drone definitely offers that. Those that have visited this place in Pakistan and Azad Jammu and Kashmir will know that normally this place is hustle bustle central, and many tourists, local tourists, come here. But because I visited this very late in the day, it was just a few locals that were here, and me. And that was the best time to come, really, as the pictures, the views were unhindered. If I had the energy and battery power, and when I say battery power, I mean drone battery power, I'd carry on recording. But alas, time was running out, or certainly running short, and as always, the journey was long. So it was time to try to get myself to a position where I can sit on my steed, and I'll show you a different steed before I go, but not my steed. But once I'm on my steed, I could continue on my journey. Are you ready to see the original steeds? Well, no longer do you need to wait. Whenever I travel and I see animals, there is just a longing, just to see a close-up, just to go up to them, just to pat them, just to meet them. In this situation, I was very, very far away from the drone, so the only way I could say hello to these wonderful horses was through the drone. So, hello horses. Do have a nice day. Bye.
Right, so journey back. Just thought I'd show you where I'd come. I'll just stop the motorbike and face it towards the cliff so you can see quite a blessed place. And down in the bottom of the valleys you can actually see the cities. So you'd have Rawalakot and Bagh, which are two large cities of Kashmir. But this gives you, should I say, a bird's eye view? Yes, I think it gives you a bird's eye view of the valleys all around. I mean, both sides. On this side you have this valley, and what can I say? It is, you know, I've traveled most of Europe, if not, I think I'm short one or two countries. So I've done in excess of 40 countries in Europe, and I've traveled parts of Africa, traveled most of Asia, Far East included, and I have to confess there's places that are way more beautiful than this. But then the thing about a traveler is that once you're traveling, where you are, you seek out the most beautiful places in that place. It's not a competition between one place and another. And that's why, even though there might be places that are more beautiful, and often I get comments, you know, that's nice, but you know, my territory or my neck of the woods is far better. It may well be, but when you're in Rome, you know, you have to see the Colosseum, you have to see the things that make Rome, Rome. And when in Kashmir, you have to see those things that make Kashmir beautiful. You know, there's many people here who say we are the Switzerland of Asia, and there is some truth in that, but I've traveled Switzerland, and Switzerland is just something else. But not taking away anything from here, it's just a different type of people, a different type of culture. You wouldn't see rubbish in Switzerland. You wouldn't see anybody eating a packet of crisps or chips, whatever you want to call them, and throwing the packet away, whereas this is commonplace here. So even though there's great natural beauty here, I see in time that natural beauty will be tarnished by the fact that there'll be litter. So that's the story. Going down on gears is a little more controlled, but still you have to bear in mind there's traffic coming up, and sometimes you just can't see around the bend, so it's going in at a pace which allows you time to maneuver if you have to maneuver and correct yourself. Right, lesson over. Let's see what happens. In the meantime, getting down to the bottom is the task at hand, and it's the one I'm going to try to do very carefully. Those veteran riders are probably thinking he's taking a far too acute angle when coming down the hill, and they probably would be right, but as I can't see any traffic coming uphill, I'm going to take full advantage of the width of the lane, and that's it really. Okay, I think this is a long enough recording.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for your patience. Please, if you do like the video, subscribe and stay safe.